Before we get into the video, I need you guys to do me a favour. Number 1, like the video. Also comment, let me know your thoughts on the story. The tragic date was the early hours of the morning on July 1st of 2019. Kevin Sheehy was a decorated boxer, a 5 times national boxing champion. He was a son, a soon-to-be father to a little girl. More than that, he was a hero to the teenagers across Ireland, and was an athlete who was training for a spot in the upcoming Olympics, and he should have got it. However, everything good in his life was snatched away cruelly from Kevin Sheehy in such a callous way at a time when the boxer had so much to look forward to, and that's in part thanks to Logan Jackson, who's from Coventry. Kevin had attended a party in Limerick to celebrate Limerick winning a 20th Munster hurling title. Friends had made arrangements to meet at a local pub at 6:30 p.m. From there, the group, including Kevin and his cousin, Thomas Lysat, had spent the day together socialising. 20-year-old Kevin Sheehy and his cousin took a taxi to Hyde Road to Michael Clancy's house, where up to 15 people were drinking and talking in the sitting room. Kevin being what you'd call a celebrity, some people at the party took exception to the boxer that he was getting the most amount of attention. Now, one of these people was 28-year-old Logan Jackson, who, as I said, was originally from Coventry. Now, Logan Jackson was already known to the police in England as he had a prosthetic foot and had been run out of Coventry due to issues with dangerous P1 gang. At one point, they even sent ammo in his letterbox. When Logan left England, in his own words, he had left a nomadic life, which took him to Ireland. Now, according to reports, Logan and his friends tried to pick a scrap with Kevin and Thomas after a discussion about muscles and boxing. Logan's friend flicked ash at Kevin, trying to instigate a scrap, but Kevin just laughed and explained that he wouldn't brawl as he would lose his licence. So, in the early hours of the morning, roughly just before 4:30, English reg plate was travelling towards Kevin and Thomas. Now, Thomas attempted to grab Kevin and pull him out the way as the jeep mounted the curb. However, both men were ploughed into, and Kevin and Thomas were thrown apart. Now, Thomas was struck in the leg and then propelled into a wall. Instinctively, Thomas searched and searched and searched for his cousin. Now, by the time Thomas got over to Kevin, his leg was damaged and he couldn't lift his cousin up. The Jeep Shogun had then spun around again and was making another dart and attempt to plough into the men for a second time. Thomas tried to divert Logan and the Jeep's attention to him, but Logan Jackson settled on Kevin. Kevin was struck again. This time, the boxer's frame dragged up the road. Now, Thomas looked for his cousin yet again, but could not find him. By the time Kevin was found, he was in the middle of the road in a bad way, moaning in pain. Pain so unbearable he could not speak, and there was so much pool of red around him. Now, because Logan Jackson was sadistic and the worst type of person, the Jeep Shogun then turned back for a third time, and then was aiming for Kevin. Now, Thomas took off his belt and tried to swing it around, trying to divert Logan's attention again. However, the Jeep ran over Kevin for a third time. Satisfied, Kevin then turned around off Hyde Road and went onto the main road before driving into town. While witnesses attempted CPR, emergency services were called. Witnesses were able to identify Logan Jackson as the driver of the black-coloured Jeep. As for Kevin Sheehy, he was sadly and tragically pronounced dead soon after. Now, after the Logan Jackson had spoken to and relied on a woman friend who helped him get away. She effectively took him around the country, brought him clothes and gave him money and a place to stay. Now, ultimately, Logan Jackson would be jailed for life, and the judge says that Logan Jackson used the Jeep Shogun as a weapon, as if it was a blade or a gun. Now, of course, Logan Jackson, who is from England, could not handle being in a Limerick prison. He was on 23 hours lockdown and was kept separated from everyone else for his own safety. Stay safe.